What is up, my beautiful D.D.D fam? It is your boy Brendan, aka Drip, back with another video. In today's video, we have the first time ever profiling this beautiful freaking deck on this channel, man. If you're not part of the Discord fam, then first of all, shame on you. Second of all, you would already know that I have gotten absorbed by this deck, mostly because of my friend and teammate Tanner. I've been wanting to play this deck for several years now, but just kind of overlooked it and didn't want to take the time of actually learning the like integral lines and stuff like that. And it was a lot. I feel like it was a lot less linear back then, anyways. I could be wrong. Before it got all the new support that it recently got and stuff, but dude, after dabbling in it and stuff and looking into it, I don't know. I just loved it so much. I'm sorry if my thing is my camera's moving. My son just ran past and shook the ground. But anyways, I don't know. It's just nice not dying to bestials. And this deck is very. It's just a lot of gas. If you don't know anything about this deck, I highly recommend picking it up. Ironically, I started playing it before everyone started topping with it, so I want to get that out of the way. Also, I wanted to mention that there's going to be like one proxy in here, even though it's a placement holder. No one has the freaking equip spell that I want. It's very frustrating, but yeah. There's a couple of things about this deck that is imperfected, in my personal opinion. I just wanted to get this list out here to you guys and talk about this deck and talk about my thoughts and everything like that and just my own personal opinions. Also, if you're an old head when it comes to the form of water community, please don't roast me over the rarities. I pretty much had 90% of this deck just given to me, so that's it. I'm very grateful for that. So again, shout outs to my friend Tanner and then my friend Dylan, who gave me pretty much a lot of the cards that I'm missing to play this deck. They were more than willing to give it to me just to have more people playing water, and I'm very grateful for that, along with Tanner helping me learn a lot of the lines and stuff. Also, if you want to know more about water, you can go visit his channel out. It's Ryu TCG, RYU TCG. He's been posting. He doesn't post very often, but when he does, it's about the decks that he enjoys, and he's been really enjoying water here recently, so he's been posting a lot on water. So if you want more integral lines and stuff, or see his build and stuff like that, go check that out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. I will be rarity and upgrading this deck. This deck fell into line with all my other decks that I really enjoy, and I always max out my favorite decks, and this deck is already one of my favorite decks of all time. We got 3 Prince, 3 Goons, 2 Poseidra. I don't think you need 3 in this iteration of the deck. 3 may come up. I feel like if you're running Coelacanth, you can get away with running 3. But I think if you're running Coelacanth, you can run 2. You need 1 for turn 1, in my opinion. You need 1 for the follow-up and the crackback to be able to kill them. My personal opinion. This is like a worse Teus to draw going first, so I don't want to clog one. It's another reason why I don't run it at 3. I don't know. It just, like I said, it just feels like a worse Teus. And then more for the Atlanteans. The last Atlantean is infantry. I still think this card is mandatory to play in the main deck. It just comes up way too much to out problematic annoyance stuff. And since everything's sins for cost, you send this for cost, and if they interact with the one, they're going to have to deal with the other one. They just don't have enough to cover the entire everything that's going on. That's another reason why I love this deck. It was like the first thing that really got me hooked was the card value that you get out of your cards. Since they all send for cost and they still proc their effects and stuff, that if they deal with one effect, they're going to deal with another effect, etc., etc. It's a domino effect, and it's very nice. It makes you get a lot more mileage out of your cards. It's a very rewarding deck too. If you don't know me, I'm a tier player, so I like decks that reward you for playing well, and this deck is one of those that rewards you for playing well. Now for the Mermails, I opted to keep 3 Teus. Some people like to drop this down to 2. I don't understand why. This card is, I don't know, it's just very good. It's a starter, it's an extender. If you open this, Goons, and if you're cracked and you open this, Goons and Prince, you just bait the interruptions with this, and then you just normal Prince and just go off. So I like 3 Tejas personally. And then 3 Squad. A lot of people like to try to potentially bump this down to 2. I don't understand why. It's a starter extender. I get it though. It's only really good if you see it with this, or you see it with Rhine, or it may be like Poseidon or something going second, or whatever the case may be, or this homie right here, this Pike. I get it. It's only one of those good cards that it's paired with others is when it's really, really good. But I don't know. I just like maxing out on everything potentially, just so I can always have consistency, because it's like you got to have waters in hand. You just got to have waters. And I'm going to be telling you now, I don't own Perulias, mainly because I didn't buy them because I'm not getting jiffed like I did with my Fualos. I bought Fualos and not even right after it came out. I bought it like right after it came out. And then not even a week and a half after it came out, it got a freaking reprint announcement, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's why you're not going to see Impulse in this list, even though I would be running Impulse, and you're not going to be seeing Perulia, even though I definitely would be running Perulia. Definitely in this format when it comes to like Ryziel format. But I don't own those cards only because I'm not buying into them, because I know they're probably going to be in Stampede, honestly. And if they're not, then I'll buy them then. And then the last Mermail is, a lot of people call it Copium, but I like running it because it helps you play through D-Barrier, and people who learn how to play with this against this deck will obviously play D-Barrier, Droll, and all that stuff. And this card helps you kill through D-Barrier. And since I am running the Equip spell, it's just a no-brainer too to run this card, and it's my last 7 flex spot. And that is Megalo. Tanner laughs at me, and if you're watching this, Tanner, you're probably laughing and shaking your head anyways and calling it cope, because when we were like talking and stuff, he was telling me that's big cope for playing this card. But I really, really enjoy this card because it gets instant access to the Equip spell if you summon it off its normal way, and it helps you kill through a D-Barrier. It really does help you kill through D-Barrier. Like if you get this, another 7, and Poseidon on board, if you had and you didn't use Ryan to use this, you can use this to pop this, summon back something else, and then this will get the second 2 attacks. So like using it to be able to tribute the prince is really, really nice to keep to be able to to proc more effects and stuff. So like if anything, it's another way for you to proc your water effects in Grave. And that's what I like about it. It's free extension. Yes, it can come with a heavy cost in the form of pitching 2 waters, but I feel like if you set it up, I feel like in a way it's kind of like when you play Mulan, you set your combo up for it. And I feel like Megalo's the same way. If you know you're probably going to push for a game with Megalo, you can set your combo up to where you can either summon him from hand, or you just summon him off of Rhine, which is fine. You won't get the Equip spell at that point, but you could still summon him off of that way, and I feel like that's more than fair because excuse me, I feel like since we're playing the Coelacanth package anyways, this, and I know ideally you probably want to summon this off of this going second, but this is more accessible than on this, in my opinion, because this only you can send a water from hand or field to grave to summon this, unlike this. So you just summon Megalo off of Rhine and then search this off of Goons, and then summon it that way. Summon it the old-fashioned way. My personal opinion. You get yourself set up really well under a D-Barrier. But that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to run this. This could be anything. I just really like this card. And fun fact, like many years ago, these 3 cards are the ones that got me really interested in the deck, just because of the artwork. I get swallowed by cards, but by their artwork first, then the lore or whatever, and then just their playstyle. So Megalo's like really near and dear to my heart, even though I'm just freshly dipping my toe in the water community, pun intended. But I don't want to cut him because I really like him. I feel sad that I don't have the OG secret, but I hope he's in Stampede. For the rest of the water stuff, we run 1 Minstrel, 1 Coelacanth, 1 Garfish, or what a lot of y'all call it, Baby Croc. But this card's stupid. I feel like if you're running this, you have to run this in some fashion, because if you're not playing Moulin, this is just a ridiculous +1. The +1 feels better than a lot of other +1s, because when if you summon this back off of a Sprite, or summon it back off of whatchamacallit, whatever her name is, Coral, you can summon back another 4 to make another Toad or Dweller. Like my homie Tanner was showing me a combo line where you can end on double Toad, Dweller, and equip spell with Netipus in hand, which is just absolutely disgusting. And a lot of it is fueled through this card alone. So this card does so much. And then we are running the statue, obviously. That's a no-brainer. I like this build more than I do the hand-rip build, in my personal opinion. I know people usually run both together. I don't. I'm not running Moulin in the main. I'm running Moulin in the side, but I'm not running Moulin in the main. The way that my friend Tanner said, and it made the most sense, he said you either run Statue with Coelacanth or you run Moulin with no Coelacanth. And I feel like that is very, very like spot on in my personal opinion. But that's just me. That's it for the water. Now for the hand traps. Like I said, the non-engine, a lot of y'all are not going to like it, but I'm just playing with what I got. So we still need draw stuff. So we got 3 Phawalos, 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, and 3 I don't like Dweller. This is also in here for Ame. It's also in here for Detonator. I know a lot of people don't like Droplet in this deck because of you need all the waters you can in hand. I get that. But ideally, like in the current state of the game, you don't need to turn off typically more than 1 card most of the time. Yeah, every now and then you might have to turn off 2. But even at that, as long as you had Netipus or a way to like send goons and still be able to keep bodies on board, you'll be able to refuel your hand to be able to push through the board. Only turn off 1 to 2 cards, in my personal opinion. But that's it for. I like 12. I don't like playing more than 12 in this deck because you risk the ability to potentially not see waters, and this deck is you either see waters or you lose. And then I am still on 1-for-1, even though I hate this card. It's a -2 in my opinion. I'm just tired of not seeing Netipus. Ideally, this could be the equip spell, and then you can play Called by the Grave. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing before it's all said and done, just to keep Called by in here. I know my friend Tanner cut Called by, but I don't know. I just like Called by. Even if I draw it and I don't need it, it's just good to hit something out of the graveyard with it, so it's just really nice. Or this will become the equip spell, and I keep 1-for-1, just have the extra Netipus, or have the Call by, and then just play the equip spell. I am playing the equip spell no matter what. I like the equip spell for several reasons. One, it's free extension. It is not a brick going second. My personal opinion is not a brick. I don't know why my phone is moving so much. It is not a brick. And the most important part about it is its recyclability effect, to be able to banish and recycle stuff. Because once you push through the first opening board, if you can't kill them or make them concede, you have to be able to grind. And by the time you push through, like with all your Dragoons and everything like that, you need to be able to recycle it. So recycle all your extra deck stuff. So that's another reason why I really like it. And also too, like I said, I'm running Megalo. Like if you're not running Megalo, I feel like you shouldn't run the equip spell, even though technically you could still get it off of King. I don't know. I just feel like they just go too hand in hand for one another. But these two are really like flex spots at the end of the day, and they could be anything you want them to be. I just like these two, aka equip spell and Call by. I was testing talents. My 12 non-engine that I'm running online is 3 Perulia, 3 Imperm, 3 Impulse, and 3 Talent. I'm really liking Talent. Originally, the way I constructed the deck and the list early on was I wanted everything that I could potentially draw off of Rhine on her banish effect to be like live. I wanted to be hand traps that were live. And then I slowly started to understand and realize that that's not necessarily needs to be the case, because as long as you have follow-up, that's all that matters. And talent is really, really nice. Definitely since I'm like siding Moulin, because I don't want to main Moulin. I know that sounds weird, and like I could technically main Moulin and side if I'm going to side another monster, it would be Megalo. I just like Moulin in the side for when I know I'm going first, because it's a dead card going second, and it's like it feels like a worse fodder water when I'm going first. Unlike Megalo, because even Megalo is a better fodder water because I can always summon it back and it actually do something with Trike or whatever. So that's why I opted to run Moulin in the side for when I know I'm going first. But for the extra deck now, we got, for the links, we got one Lacia. I wouldn't, when I very first started playing this deck, I didn't understand what she brought to the table because I just couldn't put 2 and 2 together, but this card's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. She helps set up your Poseidra, help set up, I don't know, it's just really, really nasty. If you need her to summon, set up your Poseidra or whatever. Then we got one Coral, one King, the best boy. Bro, little side fact, I know like all y'all other water old heads already know this, but I just was geeking out when I looked at the art and actually paid attention. My homie's wearing all the Abyss scales and stuff, and the Poseidra or whatever. So I thought it was really, really cool. I just love it when like Konami actually pays attention to little intricate details like that and stuff. I just find that really awesome. I don't know. I just like it. Sorry. Now for the XEs, we have 2 Toads standard and 2 Bahamut. I really hope these cards don't get touched on the ban list, because like if they do, then like this deck is gonna be really rough going first. Personally. And then we got 1 Dweller. This extra deck is not perfect, my personal opinion. There's wiggle room in some areas. I'm running 1 Stealth Kraken right now, mainly because I can't find my Abyss Keeper. I like Abyss Keeper because it can go first or second with it. To be able to banish a card is pretty cool. It comes up from time to time. But I don't mind Stealth Kraken because it's a time card, and I always go to time. I always find a way to go to time. And it's a non-target removal, which is really nice and comes up in niche situations and niche game states and matchups. Then I'm playing LaVirtue because I side the trap. And this is mainly so I can add back more follow-up, whether I'm adding Prince or whatever else I need to add back. If you're new around here, the way I like to play my decks is I always like to build my decks and play my decks to be able to be played past turn 2, turn 3. Whether it's considered win more or copium or whatever the case may be, I always like to build my decks to be able to play past turn 2, turn 3. That's just me. I always like to build my decks to grind. Whether it takes some power off the top and doesn't make them as powerful as they should be or could be, I would rather lose the little bit of top heaviness to be able to grind. And that's just me. But LaVirtue to be able to add back consistency. Follow-up. Shoutouts to my boy Dylan again for the Biscayos, the Ulti Biscayos. It's like one of the only pretty cards I have. Shoutouts to him for that. He gave me a very, very good deal on it. Just basically old-fashioned trading Yu-Gi-Oh. He liked cards that I had, and he just gave me the cards that he knew I needed. Didn't worry about price or anything like that. So shoutouts to him for that again. And then one Trike. This card is freaking ridiculous, but not as ridiculous as the boy. This card is insane. When I first read this card, dude, I was like, dude, there's no way Konami printed something that cracked. Non-target removal, send for cost. Like, what the hell? It's insane, man. This card is freaking ridiculous. But yeah, that's it for the XZs. And then one Prima Donna, Madonna. And then I am running Gamir instead of the freaking, what the hell is his name? I don't know. The one that Sword Soul ran. I don't know why my mind is blanking right now. The reason why I'm not running him is because he's only your opponent has to play into him, or you have to allow your opponent to establish somewhat of a decent board to be able to like get full advantage out of him. Chinging, there we go, Chinging. As where this is different, and this is better in my personal opinion into Ryzeal, and it can come back from the graveyard too. So that's another reason why I like it. So yeah, I like Gamir. I was running Ran for a hot minute, but I decided to play Megalo instead of Ran. Ran was Megalo's spot in my list, but I decided to run Megalo instead because I can just make this regardless. It's not as like, I can't make it as early or as consistent as I would be able to if I ran Ran. But yeah, I still like Gamir. Gamir is just disgusting into the any version of the Ryzeal matchups, whether it's the Mitsurugi against the Ame or whatever, or the just regular old-fashioned detonator. This card is nasty. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Like I said, there's wiggle room, mainly in the form of like the Stealth Kraken. Everything else I wouldn't change. The Stealth Kraken is the only one I feel like has a flex spot. I don't want to cut the Gamir, and then everything else is standard. You don't need a second. Any of the second links. You just, because that's another reason why you run the trap. I mean, not the trap, but the spell card, because it's so good. You can shuffle most of these back, or whatever one you think you're going to need again with Toad. And then, like, if you go combo, you could set up LaVirtue. LaVirtue add back follow-up, so you don't have to add follow-up back off of Toad. And Toad shuffle back your extra deck or whatever you need. And then if you know you don't need a spell card again, you just activate it, summon what you need back, banish it, and shuffle whatever else back. So you just stay in the game that way. But yeah, I really, really, really like water. I really like Mermail Atlantean Mermail. I'm really excited to be able to play this deck moving forward. This deck, even though like I was kind of getting excited about Yu-Gi-Oh again anyways, with all like the Blue stuff coming out, my Orcus stuff getting support, but when my friends put me on Mermail, it just, I don't know, it relit my spark to play the game. It just felt like a breath of fresh air. I don't know, I just really, really like it, and I'm very grateful and very thankful that they showed it to me. While, like I said, give me all the cards and stuff. But again, guys, be on the lookout for like future content when it comes to this deck. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'm still relatively new to the deck, but I feel like I have a very solid grasp on it and what I want to accomplish with it in my version and iterations of the deck. And what I think is good and what's not good, at least right now. Like I said, I'm no master at it, like a lot of people that are probably watching this are, but like I said, I feel like I have a really good grasp. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check the description for all the ways to support me, my Patreon, my Discord, my affiliate links, and my merch store, and everything's down there as well. And I appreciate you so much for doing, even just hitting the like button or just watching this video. I thank you so much. And it's your boy Brennan, AK Drip from Team D.D. Sign out until next time. Peace. Good dueling, my guys. I love you.